Hey guys, Leonardo here, back again with another action figure review. Today I'll be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins Turtles of Greyskull, Leonardo. This, of course, is brought to us by the fine folks over at, say it with me now, Mattel. And for those of you wondering why the delay on saying Mattel the way you do in ye old Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson voice, long story short, I'm fucking with a buddy of mine, and I hope he thinks it's funny, because I sure do. That said, I don't think I'm going to say Mattel in ye old Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson voice anymore. While I do like me some Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I think the joke's gotten old at this point, and quite frankly, it's a pain in the ass unless I'm in the mood for it. So, no more of that. I'll just say it in other quirky and goofy ways, like I do any other toy company. But, with that being said, you're probably wondering, Overlord, why the hell are you buying these? Why are you reviewing these? Well, I'll tell you. Because when I was a wee lad, I was quite fond of the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated series. And while there's still no quote-unquote new action figure offerings to purchase from that particular series, I heard Super 7's going to try and do something with that, but I don't know if that's going to pan out very well with all the BS going on over there right now. But in lieu of that, Mattel has given us Turtles of Greyskull, merging something I liked as a kid with something I like quite a bit now, that of course being Masters of the Universe. And I'm honestly surprised it took this long to get anything like this, because Masters of the Universe and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were pretty much designed by the same group of guys, and they kind of go hand in hand. You know, they're both from the 80s, super cheesy, super colorful, and super fun. That said, full disclosure, I thought these looked like straight up ass. When they were revealed, I thought this line was some bullshit, but I have almost everything that is currently available, so my hypocrisy reveals itself once again. But, you know what? That's kind of high-grade shenanigans you get here at Overlord Productions. What do you want for free, I ask of you, the viewer, who clicked on the video in the first place? You want me to shut up and talk about the figure? Alright, be patient, jeez. I like a little bit of exposition. But with that being said, before I get too far ahead of myself, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Leonardo has to offer in terms of accessories. Of course, he comes with two, count them, two, not katana swords, but power swords, essentially. And they are asymmetrical and do attach together. They got the little pegs on one and the little peg holes on the other. I will say, split apart, he doesn't hold them quite well, but together he holds it just fine. I do kind of wish he just got two solid swords. And if you're wondering, he does have a place to store them on the back, but you can only store one at a time, and I would advise putting them in this way. That way you see the details of the sword from the front. And I'm sure somebody's going to be like, I've never thought of that before. Well, that's because you lack common sense and you're a simpleton. But that's besides the point. Why don't we merge these two things together? Because I will tell you, merged together, they snap together very, very securely. I think a little bit better than the He-Man and Skeletor swords we've gotten in Origins. Because that mother trucker is not coming apart. That is solid. So I do like that. And I do believe if he picks up the second version of Leonardo, which was shown recently, my good buddy Evil Villain will send me the big merged together power sword from his Leonardo. So that will be quite cool to have him holding big chunky swords in each hand instead of just one, because merged together he holds them just fine, split apart not so much. That said, he does of course come with a mini comic with a little pamphlet in case you are, as I said before, a simpleton and don't know how to take your figures apart. But there you go, there's the first comic. On the back, get a cross-sell all the other characters in the first wave, which at this current time I do have all of these. Leonardo was the last one I got, and I found him at my local Target, old Target. Actually, full disclosure, Mr. Brian, aka the old man, aka my dad, found it and was nice enough to pick it up for me. Because I don't know what it is with this line. They're a pain right in the ass to obtain. Like, I had to buy most of the first wave off Amazon, and half the second wave I got from my good buddy Evil Villain, and the other half I'm currently waiting for my good buddy Evil Villain to ship, because BBTS didn't get them all at once. So, yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is with this line being so kind of difficult to collect, because a lot of people were dogging on them when they came out or were revealed. So if they are so garbage and or trash, why are they so hard to find? You know, is it because people are nincompoops and overpaying for them on eBay? Quite possibly. And I know a couple people who are said nincompoops who overpay for stuff on eBay. They probably have a lot more shit if they didn't do that. So I'll shut up before I offend somebody. I'm sure I already have, but you know what? It's my channel, my rules, bitch! Here's Leonardo in all of his awesome Masters of the Universe armored up glory. He looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. When he was first revealed, I thought he looked alright. I thought the waist looked a little pinched, but it looks way less pinched now, having it in hand with the shell on. It kind of hides all that. And one thing I never mentioned with Origins is the anatomy. They got the perfect superhero proportions. Big, broad shoulders, pinched in waist, not a birth-given thigh gap between their legs. And, you know, everything else is very fitting. I'd say the arms might be a little long, but they are Origins. They are a little bit stylized, you know. But as far as articulation on this guy goes, his head is on a double ball peg. It can look up and down and tilt side to side. His bandana is articulated, so that's nice. Not used to that from anyone other than NECA, really. I don't know if the Super 7 ones are. He does have a swivel in the shoulder with a hinge. That can move up and down. The armor does hinder it, but you can strip this off. I would not recommend stripping the harness off, though, because his shell is attached to that, and I'll show you that in a minute. That said, his elbows do rotate and hinge up and down. This one's a little hindered by this arm guard here. Let's see if I can. There. So you can bend that if you want. And then he has hinge swivel wrists. And his hands can actually hold accessories quite well compared to most Origins. Again, if we bring this sword in, I've already talked about it, but if we can slide that in there. He is not letting go of that. And I've had my fair share of Origins at this point, and a lot of them can't hold their weapons for shit, so that is nice to see. He does have a waist twist. A little loose on mine, but not floppy. Hips can kick out to the side. Back down. The skirt will get in the way, of course. They do kick forward and back. He's got a single knee, nice and tight there. He's got a swivel at the boot as well as at the knee. And then his little turtle feet, little twiddle feet, do have hinges with rockers. And he does stand quite well because he's got the big turtle feet with the extra kind of elongated ankle on the back there. A little bit. I know the 2003 ones, they had that more or less than any other one, but either way, super cool. I like it. I would like to get another one of these gauntlets for this side, just because I like a little bit of symmetry, but it looks cool that way. Now, as far as the shield shell goes, I did say shield shell. You can actually pop it off and put it in his hand, but it's kind of a pain in the nuts to do. There you go. And you can use it as a shield. I mean, fine, but not really into that. I would have rather just not had the shield gimmick with the shells, and they just be kind of molded to the armor pieces, if that's what they had to do to get them on here, because it is a little awkward as far as the shield goes. It's not the best thing ever. But it does stay nice and secure on the back. The fur kind of helps hold it on. It's got a nice tight fit there. And if you're wondering, you can't fit this sword in here combined. That's another thing that kind of sucks. I wish this kind of strap here was a softer rubber material like the Masterverse shields when they have the straps. They're usually a separate glued-on rubber piece. And for me, I think that would have been a little better because you could have slipped that sword back there easily. It almost fits, but it's just ever so slightly too big, so it doesn't really fit at all. And that kind of sucks because I like to just put it on his back instead of having him hold it, because it is, you notice, quite large. He's on his Final Fantasy Keyblade shit right there. So with that being said, I think it is time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Leonardo alongside his two Turtles of Greyskull brothers from, hopefully not other mothers, because then why would they be brothers, right? Never actually figured that out. Are they genetically, biologically related, or is that just some bullshit to keep things simple and sell toys? I don't know. But either way, we got Raphael, my personal favorite turtle, and Donatello, everyone else's personal favorite turtle. And I think they look great together. They look pretty cool in this Masters of the Universe stylization. Yeah. Leo looks a little bit like, kind of like a King Greyskull, He-Man-ish character, while Raphael is definitely rocking the Ram Man look, I think better than Ram Man. And then Donatello is very much like Man-at-Arms. And I think these all work. Looks very, very good. Could they have been better? Yeah, of course. Everything could be better. Let's not kid ourselves. But for what it's worth, I like them. So moving them out of the way. Bringing our two regulars here. The Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus. Right there. And the infamous 11 Spawn, who as usual towers over everyone, because he is not a 5.5-inch scale figure. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from being an absolute pain in the ass to find, which is why it's taken me so long to get these reviews out for you guys, not to mention, it's a bit of a trend with this line, I've noticed, at least with the, we'll say, non-exclusive figures, because again, my Target was loaded up on Mousejaw, and my Walmart was loaded up on Krang, to my surprise. But I have to say, being the first figure I've reviewed out of this Turtles of Greyskull line, they're much better in hand than just searching through images online, because when I first saw these guys revealed, I thought they looked like straight ass. I thought they looked like shit. I wasn't going to buy them. And then, lo and behold, I have almost all of them that are currently available at this point, and some of the up-and-coming ones on pre-order. So, you know, my hypocrisy shows its ugly face once again, but that's the type of yucks and good times you get here at Overlord Productions, isn't it? So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.